Hey guys, welcome to Monza. For those of you new to the series, this is Can a Stockcar Blank, and we're here at Monza. And so the entire premise of this series is to just kind of explore my curiosity. What kind of time can a stock car go around road courses, international road courses, local road courses? Doesn't matter. I'm curious. And so you're probably wondering, why are you using a Gen 6 car when the next Gen 7 car is available? And that's a very simple answer. The Gen 6 car is established and ready to go, while the next gen car that is currently available on iRacing is still in its early phases, and so it still has a couple of issues that they're trying to clean up with the vehicle, such as rear instability at road courses. They are not easy to drive, and they're supposed to be easier than these to drive, and yet I can get around a road course in this, and I can't in that. So, the basic premise of this is to take a stock car, and I get about 30 minutes to practice a road course, regardless of how familiar or unfamiliar I am. With a caveat, there are a couple tracks that I might need a little bit longer time, such as the Nürburgring, to establish a lap. And this, I feel like, is going to be one of those tracks I need the full 30 minutes. And at the end of that 30-minute practice, I go out there and I get 3 attempts to set a fast lap. If I fail to set a fast lap in those 3 laps, I take the best lap from practice and call it there. And so I pulled up some stats to kind of just give everybody an idea of what kind of lap time to expect around a place such as this. Monza, a well-established Formula 1 track. GT series come here for European Le Mans. And so, a Formula 1 car, time set by Rubens Barrichello, 121.046. We're definitely going to get nowhere near that. However, in a Porsche 911 GT3 RS, has an official time around here of 2 minutes 2.360. As you guys can see from my dry lap, we already beat that. But I'm kind of curious, how much faster can we go? Can we break it into the 155s? So let's go ahead and find out. Okay, good to know. I need to brake a lot earlier than that. So, Monza is not a strong track for me at all. Just something about the way this track flows, it just does not agree with the way that I am traditionally used to racing. And yeah, it's about, braking hard, turning in, carrying a lot of speed out, a lot of speed through the corners for a lot of these corners as well. But just for one reason or another, this track just does not agree with me. And same thing with Brands Hatch. For whatever reason, Brands Hatch we don't get along. And these set of corners in particular, I have difficulties with getting even remotely close. Scared to shift down gears there in case the rear end decided to step on me. So, keep getting everybody up to the pace. Basically, generally words. I'm going to be using the Watkins Glen setup, and so this kind of just gives me a good baseline. I kind of know how the car should drive, and what I'm allowed to change on the car is limited. Steering ratio, steering offset, which I definitely going to change the offset at any point. Ride height if we're bottoming out, and rear end ratio, so I can actually, go down straight away and not peg it out in 4th gear halfway down the straightaway. By no means am I an expert in racing cars. I've raced a couple cars in real life a couple times, but by no means would I consider myself a race car driver. I'm just doing this because it's fun. corners like that, like the one at the end of the Spa too, I just no pace. Those and hairpins. And this is going to be the tricky part about this track, is that the high speed corners that this thing should hook up on won't hook up on. Reason being, these are twisted cars in both the literal and metaphorical sense. These cars are specialized to make left turns, and so the left side of the body of this car is actually pretty flat. So the amount of downforce this car makes changes from corner to corner. In left-hand turns, where the car is built to go fast, it creates a lot more downforce than a fast right-hand turn. And that's something that they're trying to address with the next-gen car, is make it to where, you know, it's equally drivable everywhere, and the chassis is universal. You can take the chassis you race at the Daytona 500 and race it at Watkins Glen. At least that's the premise. We all know that somehow the teams are going to figure out a way how to make certain chassis better for certain road courses. Overall, this was not a terrible lap for me. Oh! Say that and almost looped it out of the Parabolica. Tidy that up a little bit better. Oh, let's go. Shift it into force, that way I can do a little bit heavier engine braking possibly in downshifts. I can brake later than that. So somewhere between the 50 and the solid. I'm gonna bring it in. I'm starting to dial in where I need to be. So that's good. Turn one, I can brake at the, was it 225 or 125? That's about where I can brake for turn one if I get the braking right. For that last chicane, I gotta brake at the underboard. I can't brake any later than that. Here, I just wasn't paying attention. I was too busy thinking about the previous couple corners. I'm just gonna do a slow lap to show you guys what's going on around here. So the problem I'm having here is it's steady, 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 and then about here, the back end starts wanting to play. And I'm just going to reverberate this a little. Okay, so slow lap through here. As I think before, I'm just going to brake early. Okay, so there's a 300 board. I can brake at about 250. That's where I need to be braking. At 200 exact, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to just barely go wide there. And then squeezing the throttle coming out of here. Part of me wants to run on the rump strips a lot just because that gives the car more time to settle, but those rump strips can also unsettle the vehicle. Here, I know I'm not bottoming out, but it almost feels like I am. Just because the car is struggling so hard, I'm balancing it on the brakes. Here I can brake at about the 200. And 200 exact, it's a little early in the brake zone, but I'd rather brake just a hair too early than a hair too late and then just fumble. Here I'm braking at about the 100. This is just a bad corner for me, generally speaking. And you guys are going to see the same thing when we go to Brands Hatch. Here I want to brake at the 50, but I'm braking more towards the 75. You barely get on the accelerator through the corner prior to that one. So now we're coming up to Scary. About the 250-200 area seems to be a good solid area, and it's just about keeping up momentum at that point. And unfortunately, that's something I can't do very easily through these turns. Just something about these turns, I probably need a professional to kind of guide me through. That's the more optimal way to get it through. But yeah, and then coming into the Parabolica, about the 200 mark, if I'm in fourth gear and I can really power shift down, it's going to keep me off the curb over here, but that should, in theory, give me a better run to the apex and be a little bit more straight on the wheel, because I don't want to go too wide. I don't want to go all the way out here because there's that big ass bump. Yeah, let's come in. Let's go ahead and get some more fresh tires and get working here. I got about, get in gear, there we go. We got about 15 minutes left in practice. I'm starting to feel pretty confident in where I can and where I can't push. But yeah, and that's the thing that in my braking that you guys are going to notice is that I'm very aggressive onto the brakes and off the brakes. It has its pros and cons. The pros of that, if I get my brake balance right, I can get on the brakes 100% and out-brake everybody else in the stock car. That's awesome. I can go to 100% brake without locking it, and I can do that in a few other cars as well, as long as I get my balance right. But yeah. Oh God. seconds here. Trying to dig deeper than I probably should have. Oh, Lord. Stay closer to the right side there. Oh. Almost didn't go into gear that time. Wheeling it. That's probably about as good as the next is I'm gonna get out of there. That's probably the best I've taken a Scary all day. It's probably the best I've taken the Parabolica too. I believe it is time to come in and run a lap. What do my tires look like? Not as bad as Imola. Well, technically worse. Technically better. Well, how many laps did I run? I ran the one last lap. So I am burning up my tires a little bit harder than I was at Monza. Trying to get it all out of my system now. Alright, so here we go. 3 laps at Imola. I'm going to run 2 laps on these tires, come in, push like hell on my out lap, and then make one last lap attempt. Just because of the way these tires are falling off, I think that's going to be the new setup now. Is a gentle out lap, 2 hard running laps, and then come in fresh tires, hard running out lap, hard running lap. Damn. I was carrying a lot more speed out of that turn than I thought it was. So with the series, off tracks are fine, corner cutting is not, because we go to tracks like Spa, where if you think about looking at a curve, you get a freaking off track 1X. Yeah, 4th gear is the right way to go there. There. instinctively I wanted to let off the brake a little early, and I gotta fight myself not to do that. It's one of my bad driving habits. I have a tendency to bleed off the brake too soon or too much. Like right there. Racing trick in the brake zone, you trade a little bit of throttle to keep the back end from shattering. Every now and again I do subconsciously do it, sometimes I don't. Alright. Now I bring it in, get one last run at it. Because you guys saw my first lap was not a great lap, and I still managed to do much faster than the previous lap, which I only had, I think, one real notable error. Apart from just getting sideways in areas, like I'm talking like an actual error. So this is going to be not a full push out lap, but I am going to dig a little bit. It's going to be hard to judge just where I'm going to brake for that corner exactly, because it's all coming down to how I exit the previous corner. If I absolutely nail it, I got to brake before the 200 bar board. If I don't absolutely nail it, I can brake right at the 200, not later. I'm trying to push enough to not burn off my stuff, but push enough to where my tires do get up to temps. Yeah, there, I dug it in closer where I'm supposed to for race pace, but I did not brake like I'm supposed to. Myself the best odds here. All right. Braked a little later than that. It's faster to eat the curbs, but I was more focused on just getting through the turn. That's gonna hurt my time. Wrestle lap was not bad. Not great, but definitely not bad. Definitely don't want more steady exits I got out of Parabolica. $155.2. That indeed was my best lap. And according to this, the timesheet, which is actually not on screen, which is interesting. My best lap was a 155.251. My optimal is a 154.231. In all honesty, I could have probably hit that optimal had I not messed up. What the hell is the name of that corner? It's the corner before Scary, that 90-degree right. Had I not messed that up, I think that was the corner I messed up at least. That would have been a really good lap. But well, I'm gonna go and give you guys an outside perspective of that flying lap, and yeah. So yeah, and that was a lap of Monza. It was actually a Scary that I messed up, but yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll keep strong with this series. It's actually kind of fun taking stock cars around oddball tracks, and so far I've been going the tracks I've been more familiar with. So we'll see where things go. Remember, guys, take care of each other.